Today, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the Ultimate 340. One of the first changes that was made on the dehumidifier was to increase the capacity or the size of the blower system itself. You'll see the name of the unit, the Ultimate 340. 340 actually stands for the CFM, the cubic feet per minute of the blower that is on this system. It's about 80 to 90 CFM more than most competitive units that are offered in the marketplace. As the air comes off of the Ultimate 340, it's great for getting it right at the carpet and padding level, down near the subfloor also. It's perfect angle also for funneling it into the intake of an air mover. Makes a whole lot of sense. As you see on the Ultimate 340, if you come down towards the bottom, you'll see that the steel actually flares around. It's not a straight edge that comes down, in a rectangular frame. One of the benefits of this is, let's say that hypothetically your technician does brush up against the drywall and it doesn't have this flare. Chances are, by having that sharp edge of the dehumidifier, it could actually damage the drywall. By having a flare, hopefully it would just brush up against the drywall and not create a hole or an indentation. You'll see underneath that there are two cutouts, one on each side for the ability to get your fingers underneath and grip the dehumidifier when you're lifting in and out of the vehicle as a two-man crew. Previously before, you'd have to grab around maybe a rubber foot. Possibly you could pull that rubber foot off, or as you were reaching underneath, you caught a screw that was coming out of the dehumidifier. Again, nice finger gripping points for ease of picking up. Again, no sharp edges that we had previously talked about. So again, no damage or tears to the hand. This particular system, being stainless, may lend itself to a little bit sharper edges. What we have done on the Ultimate 340 is actually taken all the edges and actually rolled the steel under. In a very tight shot, I can actually take my finger, run it up and down along the lid, and I have no concern whatsoever that I'm going to get a jagged edge or slice my finger, on stainless steel. So from the lid to the side of the dehumidifier, all of the steel, again, has been rolled under. This is a major feature that really helps the technician or the contractor in the field to avoid those sharp edges. One of the things that you would ask for is, again, bringing the wheels inside of the frame itself, making sure that we have a beefy, larger wheel. By having the wheels on the inside of the frame, you're going to save on average about 5 inches of space per dehumidifier that you actually put onto your truck. So assume that you're carrying 4 or 5 dehumidifiers, you just picked yourself up another 25 inches of space that may yield another system being able to go on the truck. For those cat companies that may be working with tractor trailers and they're trying to maximize every square inch of space, by having these wheels tucked in, you can actually stack 5 dehumidifiers across the truck versus 4 if the wheels are sitting on the outside. So that extra dehumidifier across, plus every row, will lend itself to greater rental opportunities and what you can tote down to the job site itself. Another thing that I want to point out to you is, by the wheels being tucked in, it actually changed the balance of the dehumidifier and the frame itself. We actually have a much higher axle point on the Ultimate 340. And the benefit of that for you guys, the contractor, is when you're going up and down stairs and you're moving it, by having a higher axle point, there's no chance of you catching the dehumidifier on the tread. Another key element to the 340 that really differentiates it from every other dehumidifier out there is the balance of the system. By the wheels being tucked in, it's amazing how it changed the center of gravity point of the dehumidifier. To give you a brief example, we can actually grab the Ultimate 340 with 2 fingers, be able to tilt it back, which traditionally you don't see that often happen on dehumidifiers, be able to go forward and back. And the nice benefit of this is it's going to make the life of the technician that much easier, both from being able to get it out of the vehicle, to rolling it through doorways, to just the pure balance of the system. As we work our way up on the back side of the Ultimate 340, you'll see that there's a nice skid plate, perfect for helping to protect the unit when you're putting it into vehicles, pulling it up into vehicles. Very solid and robust. Another change that you guys asked for was the drain hose. Traditionally, on most of the stainless steel dehumidifiers, you'll see that the drain hose would be on the side of the dehumidifier. One of the problems we saw with that you guys conveyed is as you were going through doorways, that drain hose would be knocked up against the door or clipped, and then when the dehumidifier would be running, it would actually start leaking onto the floor, potentially causing another water damage job. We wanted to make sure that it was moved from the side, put to the back, and also recessed. You'll see that the nipple on the back doesn't just hang out, where again it can be clipped up against the bumper, but it's completely recessed back into the panel. Great feature, again, avoiding another water damage in the field. You're going to see quite a few changes on the back panel of the system. The Ultimate 340 actually has a removable power cord for the system. Something new to the Ultimate 340 is actually solid state control board. One of the things that you guys asked for as contractors, you wanted the ability to see the total number of hours that the dehumidifier has been in operation. It's a traditional hour meter. Another thing that you had asked for was the ability to log independent hours that the system has been on the job. Underneath here, there is a light. It's a blue light, and it's actually a defrost mode light. When the system runs through defrost mode, the light will be illuminated. It is a great way for your technicians to avoid taking bad psychrometric readings in the field. Again, when the light's on, don't take a psychrometric reading. Wait for the light to go off, give it a couple minutes to fully go through its defrost cycle, then take your psychrometric readings. Again, a great way to avoid confusion by seeing when the system is in defrost mode. Another feature that's different to the Ultimate 340 is the pump mechanism on it. This does not have a float switch. So what happens with the Ultimate 340 is it will self-purge itself every 4 minutes on the job. By self-purging every 4 minutes, we're always moving the water away from the dehumidifier. As we move our way to the right, this is actually a new feature and somewhat exclusive to the Ultimate 340. We have not seen this before, and that would be a built-in Humidistat. For the Ultimate 340, the unit is actually factory set so that the Humidistat is set to the on position. This would allow the dehumidifier to work just like any other dehumidifier that you would use on a day-to-day basis. In the event that you do have a specified value that you're looking to achieve, technician can turn the dial to the designated RH value that you want to achieve. If it's 30%, you can set it to 30%. Once the ambient reaches 30%, the system would cycle on, cycle off. Again, for traditional water damage jobs, we're always going to have it set to the on position. There's a series of instructions right on the control board that talks about where the Humidistat could be set. The ducting that's used for the intake is what we call wire reinforced ducting. It's usually sold in 25-foot lengths with a metal ring that runs through the ducting to prevent it collapsing because we're drawing air in or pulling a negative pressure. The ducting works by attaching it to the 12-inch intake. We're drawing air through this duct, so what you will see happen is the duct will actually suck down, creating a very tight seal. We're going to give you a fast preview of how to attach lay-flat ducting on the Discharge for the Ultimate 340. Down at the base of the unit, you'll see that there is a rectangular ring that can be removed. When working with lay-flat for this unit, or pretty much most of the stainless steel dehumidifiers out there, you're going to want to select a lay-flat that's a 10-inch diameter or 14. This is a 10-inch ring, so it'll work with any 10-inch lay-flat. So now that we have our piece of lay-flat cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ring, put the lay-flat right through the center of my ring. I will hold the ring while I take the plastic and then drape it down over the ring. Okay. Now that I have it secured around the ring, you'll kind of get a visual of how that looks. Again, it's been folded under, around the ring. There's my lay flat. I'll then take this piece, put it back to the dehumidifier, place it on the bottom, over the top. Make sure it's secured to my dehumidifier. Once the system is powered on, the duct will actually inflate, and then I can direct that channel of air where I may need it to go.